Hey guys, what's going on? It is Birdie Boogie here with a Worlds Collide, I guess, breakdown, review. I don't know what we're going to call it. I want to talk to you about what happened with Worlds Collide. I was there. I want to show you some pictures, some video. Yeah, just kind of let you guys know how it went. We'll talk about it. I'll show you some merch that I got. Yeah, and then I will actually have a teaser for a video coming up next week. So, you know, it's all going to be here. So, you know, let's just get right into it. Worlds Collide was at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. I actually arrived that day in Houston, made my way to the hotel, chilled for a little bit, relaxed, had some lunch, and then it was time to go to Toyota Center for Worlds Collide. First thing I will say about Worlds Collide is I don't know. I was expecting a better arena. This is nothing about WWE or anything like that. It's literally just hating on the Toyota Center. I mean, it's the home of the Houston Rockets. And I don't know, it wasn't that great of an arena. It felt very much like a semi-pro arena, and I was just like, you know, what do we got here? What do we got here? But yeah, I don't know. I wasn't too impressed. But first thing I did was I checked the seats, and what you're going to see in the pictures is that the seats were amazing. Like I said, this was the travel package seats. It was front row, camera side, right on the aisle, which I love. And, you know, it was just an awesome view for all of the action that ended up happening. Once I got my lay of the land, you know, I got to sit down, I got to see where I was sitting. It was time to check out the merch stand, baby, you know, because if we're going to a wrestling event, we got to spend some money. So that's what we did. So we lined up, and first thing I picked up was, of course, the I Was There Worlds Collide t-shirt. I'm not wearing it right now because it's actually in the laundry. And then what I saw, and I got a little nervous. So let's rewind just a little bit. When I was in line, I got a little bit nervous because I saw there was an autographed poster of the match card from Worlds Collide that was signed by every single person on the roster. It just said signed poster, $100. And I was like, yes, I need it in my life. I mean, this is such a stacked card already, having all of their signatures down. I mean, there's no doubt that most of the people on this card are going to be future stars within the WWE, ignoring the fact that they're already huge stars within NXT. But I was nervous because obviously I got, you know, I hung out at my seat a little bit first, you know, I chilled, relaxed, and then went to the merch stand. So I was like, I really hope it's still there. You know, we'll see, because most of the time those are limited because, you know, they can't sign 10 million of them. So I was like, we'll see if they're still there. So I lined up and I'm waiting for about 25 minutes in line, and I finally get up and I order the shirt and I said, do you guys have any more of the autograph posters? And he says, you'll have to pick it up in about an hour. And I was like, okay, we can make that work. So I got the autograph poster and actually got a wristband to show that I paid for the poster and I had to pick it up. So at that point, I'm just chilling, you know. The pre-show match happened, so I guess we can talk about that. It was Kaylee Ray versus Mia Yim. You know, it was okay. You know, it was chill. Nothing crazy, I don't think. You know, it was a good pre-show match. I think both of them shined, but none of it was mind-blowing. You know, it just got you in the mood to watch some wrestling. So then I was like, okay, well, let's go try and get that poster. I'm sure the poster's ready. So I go and line up to go get the poster, and I hear Finn Balor's music. So I missed Finn Balor's entrance, unfortunately, but I did pick up the poster, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Number 7 of 50. So I definitely got a good number there, and I'm glad, you know, I definitely got it, because who knows how long it took before those 50 were, you know, sold. But yeah, number 7 of 50. I definitely want to get this framed because I actually have another NXT match card poster signed. Not a special event, it was just a house show, but it was actually it was the first weekend that Andrade Cien Almas ever did house shows for NXT. So it's funny because they don't know his name. It just says Many Almas. Or Many Almas. Obviously it was a working name, but it was Many Almas versus Austin Aries, which was a great match. And then the main event of that house show, now I'm getting completely distracted, but it's fine. You know, we're just chilling. We're having a conversation. We're hanging out. The main event for that house show was actually Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor versus Ty Dillinger and Baron Corbin. So decent match. It was pretty good. So yeah, so I missed Finn Balor's entrance. I actually missed Dragunov's entrance as well. I sat down and the match was just beginning. So I got to see the whole match. I just missed the entrances. And you know, what can I say? It is exactly what we expected. It was a brawl. It was stiff. I think Finn made Dragunov look great. You know, I mean, Finn is just so good. He's so good that it seems effortless how good he is. Yeah. So overall, you know, it was a brawl. It was a great match. I enjoyed it. You know, it was good. It was a good opening match because it was just hard hitting, and it was showing that, you know, tonight, NXT Worlds Collide 2020, there's going to be some brawls. You know, we're really fighting out here, and you got to respect that. But I don't think anybody could have expected how good the next match was, and that was for the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Excuse me, the newly designed NXT Cruiserweight Championship, and goddamn, it is gorgeous, all black, but it's still got a little bit of hint of purple to, you know, represent its lineage, which I like. So we had Jordan Devlin versus Angel Garza, who is the champion, versus Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Travis Banks. Now, I think this might be a controversial statement. I'm just going to say it. It might be a controversial statement, but I truly believe that this was the match of the night. I think if you're going to pick one match to watch from Worlds Collide, watch this match, just because some of the spots they were doing did not even seem like it should have been possible. Like, these men showed out. And good for them, because, you know, like, I admit it, I don't watch much of the cruiserweights. I never watch 205 Live. I don't watch NXT UK. I don't watch much of the cruiserweights unless they're on NXT. But, you know, this is a match where, you know, it's almost saying, if you're not watching us, shame on you, because here is what you're missing. And they put on a banger, and honestly, it was my match of the night. Jordan Devlin got the win there. Great for him. He looked great. It goes against my prediction, because I didn't think they were going to bring the NXT UK Cruiserweight Championship to NXT UK. It'll be interesting to see what happens there, and, you know, it might get me to start watching the product. We'll see. There was a few matches. There was one other match that had me saying that, and we'll get to it. Next up, we had the match I was most excited for. That's DIY versus Mustache Mountain. Johnny Gargano was one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. He was actually my biggest motivation when I was training to be a wrestler. I just think Johnny Gargano truly represents the heart and soul of NXT. And I don't think that's a gimmick. I think he truly does. And what I really loved about this match with Mustache Mountain is that it was exactly, I think, what how do I want to word this? A dream match should be. You know, because especially there was no storyline going into it. So the beginning was very light. It was like, okay, you know, let's play some games. Let's have some pose offs. Let's have some test of strength, spot offs. You know, it was very lighthearted. And then, you know, we saw that brutality of Tommaso Ciampa coming into play. Johnny Gargano followed suit, and then you just have that fight. And the two of them just went at it for 22 minutes and 55 seconds. Looking at the match time right now. And honestly, there was not a slow moment at all. DIY ended up getting the win, but Mustache Mountain did challenge them. So we'll see what happens there. If we'll have a rematch possibly at some point. But yeah, overall, everyone looked good. The chemistry between Tyler Bate and Gargano was fantastic, especially when you remind yourself just how young Tyler Bate is. But yeah, it was a great match, and I think it's exactly what was needed. It was a perfect dream match scenario, especially with no storyline going into it, and you're just like, okay. What I will say is that I do think it was interesting that DIY had specially made gear for that match. Consider this an early prediction. Okay. I believe at NXT Takeover Portland, Tommaso Ciampa will lose. I don't know what the circumstances will be, but I think he will lose against Adam Cole. And I think we might see another DIY run again, which is perfect, because especially if Velveteen is coming back this Wednesday, as rumors are possibly hinting at, as that vignette is possibly hinting at, I think you can have Gargano and Ciampa take a step back and almost play that tag team role, because, I mean, you have Finn, you have Velveteen Dream, you have Adam Cole, you have plenty of players that could easily be in that, you know, main event spot that, you know, you can have Gargano and Ciampa take a step back, and it once again just shows how stacked that NXT roster is, and just how much you have to respect that NXT roster. Next up, we actually, well, before that, we actually had a cool moment. So Dakota Kai was shown ringside. There was a lot of people shown ringside. No new signees. So some of the people shown ringside, we had Chelsea Green and Robert Stone with the Robert Stone brand. We had Keith Lee and Mia Yim. But for this match, it was Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm. You had Dakota Kai sitting ringside. Now, I almost spoiled what happened. I wish I could show you pictures. I don't know if I'm going to throw them up or not, because they're really bad, because, like, I was moving. The person who attacked, we won't say names yet. I don't know what we're trying to avoid from spoiling, but we won't say names yet. But the person that went, you know, was trying to attack, was running. So the picture is just super blurry. But what was funny is I saw her, you know, because they were, you know, getting her ready to set up for the shot. And I actually look over to the guy next to me and I go, hey, that's Tegan Knox. And I go, Tegan. And next thing you know, Tegan's running and attacking, which was awesome to see. So Tegan, you know, beating that ass. And it has now been announced that at NXT TakeOver Portland, we will have Tegan Knox versus Dakota Kai in a street fight You know, it's way too early for predictions for that one, but, you know, something to think about and something to get excited about. Unfortunately, this match between Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm was not something to get excited about. I just couldn't get into the match. I think both of them just seemed off. There just didn't seem to have chemistry there, which is weird because of those two, you think there would be chemistry, but it just wasn't there. And it just, I don't know, it was a very match. But at the same time, every match in the card so far had been fantastic. So, you know, it was, the problem is when you have an okay match or just a slightly good match, when you're surrounded by excellence, you know, it shows. And finally, we had our main event of the evening, the match that brought you into the door, the match that had you buying the $9.99 WWE Network, the match that had you watching all night long. You wanted to see it. You got it. It was Imperium. It was versus the Undisputed Era. And goddamn, can I just say that I was proven to be a liar, because I said that Walter was boring, but goddamn, Walter showed out. And Walter showed out, Marcel Bartel showed out, and Fabian Eichner showed out. And it all comes down to, unfortunately, Alexander Wolf getting hurt, tucked his head in. Bobby Fish kicked him, knocked him in the jaw, knocked out cold. It was actually a pretty scary moment, because obviously, you know, I got to see, you know, a different angle than what the camera was showing you. But when Alexander Wolf did get hurt, I think the scariest part of it is that, so they sit him up on the outside and you see him looking around and he has no idea where he is. And that, I mean, that just has to be a terrifying concept to think about it. You're knocked out cold, you wake up, you're in an arena filled with screaming fans. I mean, I feel bad for the guy. I'm glad he's doing so much better. He did tweet this out, basically saying, he wishes he could finish the match. So it's good to see he's fine. And unfortunately for Alexander Wolf, it just seems like he's having some bad luck when it comes to these big matches. Unfortunately, we all remember the War Games match. We had to get staples in the back of his head through the cage. And then unfortunately, so they pull him off and they're walking up the ramp and he just collapses. So yeah, he definitely wasn't doing good, but what was nice is he eventually did get up, walk off on his own power, got a nice standing ovation by the audience, by us, by the crowd. So I'm glad to hear that Alexander Wolf is doing okay, but man, Eichner, Bartel, and Walter, they took the job of 4 men, did it with 3, and they did it effortlessly and excellently. They really killed it. I think Marcel Bartel really deserves some props. He really was the MVP of that match because he was truly, you know, putting it on his back and killing it. And just Walter had some great spots. I became a fan of Walter. I was proven wrong. I said Walter was boring, and I said, you know, it was the Cruiserweights and another match that made me want to watch NXT UK, and it was this match right here because goddamn, Walter did it to me. I was a fan. And yeah, it just, Imperium did get the win. Something interesting, Adam Cole never delivered a successful Panama Sunrise. Pretty interesting. But just Walter, the strength. And let me just say, if you have never been in the same room as Walter chopping a grown man, it sounds like a goddamn gunshot. I mean, he chops, and I mean, when you see it in slow-mo, you see their bodies just ripple, and it sounds like a gun just went off in the middle of the ring. It is insane. He is a scary, scary man. Man, but it was a great match. Imperium gets the win, and you know, I don't want to say I told you so, but I think we might starting to see the end of the Undisputed Era. We'll see. NXT Takeover Portland is really where we're gonna see, I think. But yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about Worlds Collide, show you some pictures, show you some video. Let me show you my view, what I saw. But yeah, and now I'm sure you're wondering, I mentioned earlier that we're going to be teasing a video for next week. So I have a package coming next week, February 11th, next Tuesday. I ordered a piece of merchandise that I was not able to get from Worlds Collide, but it is Worlds Collide merchandise. I will be opening it live. Well, not live. It'll be taped. You'll see it. I'll record it. But you'll be seeing what I got. I don't want to tell you. You can guess in the comments what it is. That'll be your prompt for the comments, if you will. But yeah, I got a piece of merchandise for Worlds Collide. I think you'll like it. I'm definitely going to be obsessed with it, and I'm excited to see what you think it is. Let me know what you think the piece of merch is going to be, and let me know what you thought your favorite match of Worlds Collide was. I mean, I love NXT events. I honestly would be going to NXT Worlds Collide if it wasn't on a Sunday. If it was a Saturday night, like most takeovers were, I would be going, but unfortunately it's not. But yeah, I will be going to NXT Takeover Tampa Bay. It's looking like I'll be going to SummerSlam, so I'll be going to NXT Takeover event as well. I mean, I've said it once, I've said it twice, I'll say it a million goddamn times on this channel. I truly believe that NXT delivers the best wrestling on the planet right now. every week, and it's just amazing to watch. It was amazing to be there, and I guess I'm gonna have to start watching NXT UK. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, respond to me in the comments, and pretty soon we'll be doing a video where was the travel package worth it? Should you get a travel package? Because what I have seen on YouTube is that so many people get the travel package, but then just that's it. They do the unboxing and that's it. So I want to let you guys know what I thought of the travel package, show you who I met, meet and greets, pictures, all of that. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know who I met. Little plug there. But yeah, let me know what you think. I hope you're having a great start to your week. It's Tuesday when this is coming out. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon. Have a good one.